miracle, sir.
We keep having all these problems, how we gonna solve them? Every day it's the same thing. All these unsolved issues, I guess it's official. Here we go again, the same old thing. And I'm tired of the arguing and lying, so goodbye.
Good morning, everybody, and happy Friday to you. It's your girl, Miracle Sims, and you're listening to God, Sex, and Love. Your daily dose of inspiration and juice. It is June the 7th, 2024, and today the topic is Answered Prayers. Happy Friday. Yes, happy Friday, everybody. I hope you guys had a wonderful Thursday. Mine was just fun. Yes, mine was good overall. Highlights from yesterday. I worked. I helped to set up things for tonight's event, which is going to be a movie night hosted by the MW Kids Ministry for the families and everything like that. I don't know how much work I'm going to be doing versus play. But I do intend to go. I guess do a little bit of both. So we're going to see what the Lord do. But yeah, man, setting up for that event was majority of what I did yesterday. I did do my tasks and as much of them as I could as well. But yeah, I even stayed a little bit over time to help make sure that things were ready for tonight. So that's one thing that happened yesterday that I'm looking forward to today. But let me give you guys the inspiration for today's topic of answered prayers. So long story short, man, I've been telling you guys over the past few weeks how my son NJ has been coming to, like, anytime where it's time for prayer at the church with the kids, he'll come up and he say, "I want a dog." and especially when he comes to me, I'm like, Lord, help NJ to understand that right now. I'll still pray for his dog, but I put in my own prayer with it to help him understand. Like, because we've been telling him over and over and over and over and over again that right now, dog is not in the cards, quote unquote, as they say. But I am here to tell you guys, his prayer got answered in the form of that we are now currently dog sitting for one of my coworkers, and the dog came yesterday, and they are out there having, I guess, a grand old time now. And he's getting a little bit of taste of dog life. But with that being said, I felt led to come here and talk about answer prayers this morning because, with the exception of the week that just passed, like every Sunday, this kid came up and said that he wanted a dog for prayer. And even though I kind of, I say laughed it off, but I kind of was like, oh Lord, every time he did it and stuff like that. But the faith, right? The faith it took for him to still, especially come up to me, knowing that I'm not going to fully pray for him a dog. But you know what I'm saying? That constant faith to keep coming, and that constant faith to say, you know what, Lord, I know I can come to you for this. And all of that. And even though, no, he did not get the dog in the way that he feels like, that he wanted the dog, his prayer still got answered. And that was inspirational to me this morning. So that's what I decided to at least share. Honestly, I was up early and I ended up studying a lot of different things, having a conversation with the Chat Holy Bible app and all of that type of stuff. Deep conversation about a lot of different things that have been on my heart and mind. But when I felt led to go ahead and start doing the juice, it was very interesting because I didn't have anything in my mind in particular. And I just got my pen. I was being obedient. I just got my pen, wrote down the date, wrote down that, this is the 13th season, 32nd episode. And yeah, so if y'all hear sounds, that's what's going on. He's out there with the dog. But anywho, but yeah, after I wrote down the date, I'm like, Lord, what do you want me to talk about today? And answer prayers came into my heart and mind. So yeah. So that's where the inspiration came from. So let's get into it, y'all. Answered prayers, y'all. Here are some verses that were standing out to me this morning. Mark 11:24 says, "Therefore I say to you, whatever you ask in prayer, believe that you have received it and it will be yours." There you go, y'all. Listen, look, let's use my son as an example. Don't let the naysayers like me, like I was a naysayer in this equation. I was like, Lord, this boy, he keep asking for a dog, like, and we keep telling him that there's a reason we ain't got one right now, you know, and all this different type of stuff. And I'm keep explaining to him, like, look, it's responsibility and all the things. But the faith, again, the tenacity to continue to seek the Lord for the thing. To be honest, man, after I wrote down the first couple of verses, I was like, I felt encouraged and inspired to ask the Lord for the stuff I want. I said, well, Lord, listen, I want, look, to pay out all my debt, and I want to go on some vacations, and I want to enjoy some time with my family. Like, you know, listen, look, we all got the faith around here, radical, crazy faith. But yeah, man, are you encouraged and inspired to have that type of faith today? I hope so. Because look, God is out here answering prayers. Now, it may not come when you want it, right? And it may not come the way you want it, but the prayers can still be answered. And so that was encouraging and inspired to me. Let me give you guys another verse that stood out to me this morning. It was John 15:7. It says, if you abide in me and my words abide also in you also, whatever you wish will and it will be done for you. So, excuse me, ask whatever you wish and it will be done for you. So, I mean, you know, listen, look, like I said, after I read these two verses this morning, I was myself encouraged and inspired. I said, you know what? I'm going to start asking the Lord specifically for some stuff. Like, I mean, sure, I've been doing, sure, I've been praying, sure, I've been, seeking God and stuff like that. But I don't know, it's something about like asking for something. Like, I don't know, is anyone else in a position where you're like, maybe you don't like asking? Especially for stuff where you feel like, oh, I feel like, asking for this or asking for that, it makes me seem like I'm ungrateful for what I got, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one that feels this way sometimes. But I mean, I can be honest and say that, yeah, every now and then, I guess the asking for something thing gets to be a little bit, it can be hindering when it comes to prayer, right? And it can be hindering in regards to like whatever the Lord wants to do, right? The asking it seems to me, don't seem to be a bad thing. He wants you to ask and talk to him about all things. That's what I receive when I hear this thing about prayers and stuff, and when I'm reading these verses. And so may we all have that faith of a kid, right? Man, look, let us all have that NJ faith today and say, Lord, you know what? I'm going to humble myself and ask for the things I want. Now, granted, obviously, if it's not according to the will of God and all that type of stuff, there's words for you, and I'm saying words in the Bible for you. If you're asking things that's not according to God's will, that they don't expect those prayers to get answered per se. But again, it's saying here that if we are abiding in God, and that if His words abide in us, then we can ask whatever we wish. So, I mean, what do we think that whatever we wish means, So, yeah, I'm going to ask the Lord, look, for vacations and paid off debt and whatever else, and if it's according to His will, He's going to do all the things. I believe that. And I hope that you guys do, too, receive that in regards to encouragement to have that type of faith. I got one more verse that I felt led to write down this morning. It was Hebrews 11:6. It says, and without faith, it is impossible to please Him, for whoever would draw near to God must believe that He exists and that He rewards those who seek Him. So, as I'm out here actively seeking the Lord, look, I had a good old chat with the Chat Holy Bible app. I told you guys that. And as I was sharing with it, I know it's crazy. Yes, I'm talking to the AI. But anywho, as I was sharing different things, because it was one of the interesting things that it was doing today was like anytime I, asked a question or I was making a statement or whatever it was, it would address each thing that I said, and then it would ask me a question to further, communicate, right? And keep the conversation going. And I was like, okay, this is cool. So at some point, as I was like revealing like different things I had been learning and stuff like that, it was like, wow, that's awesome. And it's responding in that way. It felt very divine. I'm not saying that the AI is the Lord. I'm just saying that in the interaction, it felt like a divine moment, right? So anyway, so I guess with that being said, I mean, it's just one of those things like, when you receive confirmation that you are in the will of God, right? Then again, we can take these verses seriously. According to what I'm receiving, we can, again, ask what we wish and things of that nature. And so, that's pretty much the juice this morning. I mean, there's plenty of verses that you guys can peruse and let marinate on your heart, souls, and minds. I mean, at some point, I did not even feel led to write down any verse beyond like there was like one verse that I wrote down, but the rest of them you guys can go look at for yourself, and hopefully the Lord will lead you to whatever you need to hear and see. At OpenBible.info, just plug in the phrase answered prayers, which is what I did. And you guys may see again, you're going to see a variety of verses, and hopefully you'll be encouraged and inspired by what you see and read. So that's it, man. That's mostly the juice today. I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys the Bible verse of the day, and that's Psalm 4 and 8. It says, "I will both lay me down in peace and sleep, for thou, Lord, only maketh me dwell in safety." Friends, I hope you all enjoyed this juice this morning. Thank you so much for listening to God, Sex, and Love, your daily dose of inspiration, the juice. I pray you guys can go forth and have a wonderful day. And I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. And just a reminder, we do have a new episode of the GSL Talk Show coming out. So, yeah, be on the lookout for that tonight at 7 p.m. And yeah, man, y'all have a great Friday. And I look forward to talking to y'all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye-bye. And there you go. Facebook, YouTube, Rumble. Anybody listening to the sound of my voice, I hope that you all are encouraged and inspired. Thank you so much for listening, watching, subscribing, and sharing all those wonderful things. Yeah, man, our little guy has been doing pretty good thus far. I've already heard him saying little interesting stuff. Like, I think one of the funniest things I heard him say this morning to Zori is the name of the dog. He's like, "Stop kissing me. I'm a grown boy." I was like, I can't with this kid. And then I think he's already seeing like the responsibility aspect, because like I guess the dog has some of his art or whatever. He's like, "That's mine." No, not that. And then there's Puppy, the puppy that his stuffy that he's been holding on to all these years and saying, "I want a dog." I guess the dog was taking it or whatever. He's like, "No, not Puppy." And stuff. And I'm like, "NJ, take care of this dog. This is your responsibility." So, and I when they went outside earlier, I gave him a bag and put it on his hand. I allowed, "Look, if the dog poops, you get the get the poop when you pick it up and you put it in the bag. Look." So we're gonna see if he still want a dog after this week and a half of dog sitting. But so far so good, man. It seems like they are enjoying each other. The dog isn't like barking or anything. Like, it was whining a little bit, like when Dario left out this morning, it was whining a little bit and stuff like that. But because it was in his cage, and I don't know if he thought, or she, I don't know if she thought she was alone or something. But yeah, that's what's been going on. I'll keep y'all updated on how it goes. But the little boy's prayers got answered, y'all. And I'm like, look, I'm encouraged and inspired. I hope you guys are too. But anyway, y'all have a great day, man. It's a jam-packed weekend, I believe, because again, this event tonight, soccer in the morning. Hopefully we'll be going to either lunch or dinner with my dad to celebrate his birthday. And then Sunday is a Sunday, which y'all know we are all the things that take place on Sunday. But it's also, no, was that actual birthday on Sunday, but yeah, but we're gonna try to celebrate with him on Saturday. So jam-packed weekend. I mean, I know my mother-in-law had reached out about NJ, but I'm like, look, not this weekend. Sorry, not this weekend. We got too many plans, and yeah, but that's what's going on with that, y'all. Y'all have a great day. And let me go make sure things are still copacetic with him and his dog. All right. Y'all have a great Friday. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow, if the Lord's will. Bye.